Good evening. Welcome to another session of the Gooner Booth. It's been a while. Look, not going to lie, we took a break. We just There's loads of football to be played. But there is loads to get into ahead of a big North London derby taking place this Sunday. Before we get going, please like and subscribe. Again, thank you for all your support so far. Wayne, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, mate. Yeah, just echo your sentiment. We appreciate it, guys. It's been phenomenal of the last couple of weeks. We've been kind of debating what to do, what to say. We've got a good discussion today before we get meaty with our preview for the weekend. So please bear with us, but we've got some good questions. It's just honestly, mate, it's one of them. What do you talk about when it's so boring and you know what it is? It's tuning in if the Arsenal boys play England, and then you're keeping your fingers crossed for bad injury news. And unfortunately, we've had that. So we'll get into that. But good evening, time. Hope you're well, mate.
I've enjoyed the break. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it was it's getting
Just
cold
keeps the
now as
stress
well,
off a
mate.
bit, doesn't it?
It does,
It's dropped.
I feel like Arsenal. I think you don't realize how much they do stress you out when there's a break. And I was like, Joe, Yes, we done a podcast the other day. And I was like, Joe, let's have a break. Let's have a break. We got a big chunk of games coming up, and we've got a really difficult run of fixtures. Look, let's get into it. So, first discussion point, Gabriel. When I see this news, Wayne, I was like, for fuck's sake. A friendly.
Yeah.
This is why we hate international breaks. It's the worst part of the season for us. He's been our best defender.
Yeah. Things as well, Tone. Someone said as well, which I have to agree with. He's also he's a threat from set pieces. He's a leader at the back. I mean, it's not ideal. I mean, we have got players to cover, but yeah, it's not ideal, mate. But honestly, it's gutting because he's a fantastic defender, and but there's 2 points I want to make, mate. I want to get I want to allow you to speak as well. Of course, I will. I know we can both waffle at any given time, but my view on it and what I've heard is that it was Gabby was warned that he's on a workload sort of thing, to kind of reduce it a bit. He's gone ahead and played a meaningless friendly as well. And someone said as well, why sometimes can't these players just go, I need to manage it, boss. Can I sit this one out? Blah, blah, blah. I just don't understand. Sorry, Tone. I passed it back to you, but why? Sort of, I understand. Listen, I understand. I pass it straight to you, mate. But I understand that we love when we were kids. When you wanted to be footballers, you weren't maybe not reaching that level, but a dream of yours would be to represent your country. I get it, but when it's a friendly it's not a World Cup. If he got injured in a World Cup qualifier, Tone, I'll be fuming.
Hold your hands up a
little
bit.
But I understand why he played. I don't understand why he played against Senegal in a friendly, Bones.
Just rewinding back to what you were saying, right? What it's a friendly. Why do clubs not have the power to go? Don't play him. Don't play him. We've got a run of fixtures coming up. We need him. He's one of our best players. We're paying him a lot of money, right? It's an investment, right? Don't play him. Why can't you say to him, we don't want. We wish for him not to play in his friendly.
He should not have gone. He should not have gone. Time. Sorry, he shouldn't have gone on international duty in the first place at all. Especially if it's not a World Cup qualifier. What's he doing starting in the friendly?
This is why the dark arts with some clubs where when I think it was a couple of days ago. He's got he's got the flu. He's in bed with the flu. Can't play for England, or can't play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck it, I wouldn't. Especially, look, I get it, right? Because they want to play for their country, right? They're especially Brazilians, right? They're very passionate about their national team, right? And that's absolutely fine, right? But what was stop? He could turn and gone. Do you know what, Northumberland? I'm not risking it. Man, like Gaffer, put someone else in for the friendly. I'm not risking it. Or Arteta should have been on the phone going, "Don't play him. Do not fucking play him. I need him. Don't play him." Right? It's just like now I think what we're reading up. He's out for a couple of months. Now
I would say the worst. I'm taking the worst case scenario, and that's 2 months, mate. You've got to. Geezer's had a bloody hamstring. His hamstring pinged off. His hamstring literally pinged off of his leg. That's how bad it pinged. And the geezer's been in recovery. We've got him back, and he's playing in a meaningless friendly that means nothing. So if it was a qualifier time, if it was anything, again, like I've said and reiterated, you go, that's just bad luck. But his country needed him, of course. But for a friendly, come on, like honestly. And you got Ancelotti coming out saying sorry. So it's a bit late, mate. Seriously, the hardest part of the season, we're out without our number one centre half because of a meaningless game that you decided to start him in. So thanks for that. Thanks for, and I don't know if anyone says, like you've just said, I agree with you, mate. 100%, you should have a manager to say that. I don't. The problem you have as well is maybe you've also got to look at Big Gabs. Mate, you know, if Mikel Arteta, I don't think is going to, and a manager, you're not going to try to stop players going away on international because you don't want to be that kind of person. But if you have had a bad injury and it's a friendly in November that you don't need to play, he shouldn't have gone on international duty in the first place. He, as a player, should recognise that maybe I'm playing a bit too much games here. I need to kind of step back and take this as a refresher week. You know, good luck to the boys in Brazil. But no, he pings it. He's done his groining. He's out for 1-2 months, could be more. Who knows? It's annoying, mate. It's frustrating. But my point being, Tony, is I think you've also got to look at the player as well, because it's his choice going, I want to play for my country, and you're jeopardising, you know, an important period of your club's season, you know, because you're an important player. Like whether you want to play for your country or not, shouldn't come into the fact that you've decided to play a meaningless friendly and you've done yourself in, sort of thing, for want of a better word. So frustrating as anything, mate.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's hope that there's a speedy recovery, but fucking hell, it's the worst time to have it. You literally got
that's the point. That's the point of it.
End-to-end games coming up. You know,
November, December. You know, it's never good.
We've got backup, right? We have got backup there, but then Calafiori, he's 50-50 as well.
But this is what I'm saying. This is the thing. Calafiori's 50-50, and you could be looking at, on the left-hand side, an untested Hincapié and MLS. Now, I'm not judging with that. My personal thing is Hincapié can be a very good player. But what my meaning is Calafiori they're saying he might be fine. Is it worth the risk? And then you could have MLS and Hincapié playing on that left-hand side. You know, we ain't got a problem with Saliba and Timber on the right-hand side, but you're totally throwing it out of whack. But it could be a tough North London derby, mate. Let's put it that way. Without Big Gabs and our set piece
my concern, right, is I think Saliba without Gabriel is a different Saliba. Whereas I think Gabriel without Saliba is just Gabriel. I think he doesn't need it. Yeah, but look at if the Anfield game, right, where Saliba picked up a knock and Mascara come on, right. You could watch Gabs. He was literally, you know, supporting him, telling him where to go. I don't think Saliba's that sort of player. I don't think he's that sort of player to shout and. I think he's our luxury centre half, right? He's fucking mustard. He's a brilliant footballer, right? And easily one of the best in Europe. But I think Gabs has really stepped up, and I think that partnership they're so good because of how he plays and how he communicates. Like if you watch him, you know. So it'd be interesting to see that, because I think there was a few games where when Gabs done his hamstring, where there's a few moments where I think Saliba had a few shocking games where he made some silly mistakes.
Yeah, he did, mate. He 100% did.
And I think Nkapé could do a job and all that stuff, but I think, are we going to be questioning letting Kiwior go out? That's one thing. Are we going to be questioning?
Yeah, I get that. I mean, in terms of, you know, funny thing you should mention that, bud. I want you to do a little bit of research for me and come back, because I mean, it's just vaguely I remember Porto have hardly conceded a goal, and Kiwior's played every single game. He's on a clean sheet run. They're top of the league, and it's because he's been phenomenal. Mate. He's been phenomenal out in Porto. So, but I think what it is, there was. What I'd like to keep researching it while I'm waffling. But what I want to say as well is, in terms of that, and in defence, we didn't want to get rid of Kiwior. Kiwior said, "Look, you know, if he's behind Big Gabs, obviously I want to play and I want to start week in, week out." So obviously he's only on loan with the option which is a fair, it's a fair point, mate. I think obviously he will end up going, but yeah, he's keeping clean sheets left, right, and centre out in Portugal, mate.
Yeah, there's no stats online. I think the most I could find is Gabriel's listed as kept 5 clean sheets in 7 matches for Porto in this season.
Yeah, I think in terms of the league and whenever he's played, he's not conceding goals. But
I'm not surprised by that. He was a good player for us. He done a job for us last season when he had to come in. I think he shocked a lot of people. But
yeah, no, good luck to him out there, Bones. But I just wanted because you mentioned him, I wanted to just chuck that stat your way and just see if you could research it a bit more because people kept going on about it online.
No worries. Let's move on to this. Feeds nicely into the next question or debate. Do we need to look at our medical team this summer? If I'm going first, right?
Yeah, no, go for it, mate.
The short and sweet answer is yes. What the hell is going on? Like, I mean, is it our medical team or is it our coaching staff? That's probably the question you should be asking. Because is the medical team rushing them back? Are they diagnosing them wrong, or the coaching staff doing too many heavy training drills before a match? Because we'll train on the Friday, right? We'll train on the Friday or Saturday. We might do a light session on the Saturday, then they'll play on the Sunday, right? Now, Arteta does have to train, right? That's how you implement tactics, right? That's where it comes from, the training ground. But the question I would ask is, what is going on behind the scenes? Because it is not normal to have no other club in the Premier League. Right, don't get me wrong, there's loads of injuries across the Premier League, right? Players get injured. It's a human being. It is what it is. But for the level and volume of injuries that we have consistently the last 2 seasons, something isn't right and something needs to be looked at. So my answer to that question would be yes. We need to look at our back office staff and find out why we're getting so many injuries. These guys are trained professionals. And they should be at the level of football now. Don't get me wrong, the pace of the game's gone up, right? So fatigue's going to be a massive thing. But are we managing that fatigue? We shouldn't. We literally bought backups left, right, and centre this year. I mean, they're all on the fucking injury table. We should never have gone into a game in November, right? Who did we last play? My brain's
Sunderland.
Sunderland, fucking hell. We should never have gone into a game away to Sunderland, right, with the bench that we had. We should never. That should never be a thing in November. I'm sorry. Maybe January, February, right? Because you've had a shitload of games in that Christmas rush, but not in November. No way in November.
Tone, that was sorry. I just want to interject and say that was like a Carabao Cup team bench. If you know what I mean. What you'd have on the bench with you'd have first teamers that are playing. Yeah, mate, you're right. And just to go on to it as well, is there certain things that the club need to look at in terms of the training methods of how I mean, listen, football now it's at breaking point in terms of players' bodies because there's way too many games. As I say, we've just literally spent almost 10 minutes bemoaning a friendly that had no need to be played.
Wasn't needed.
And this is UEFA. It's greed. It's federation's greed.
Yeah.
Also as well, obviously for us as a football club, that has actually played at the Emirates. So Big Gabby which is absolutely, I can't think of the word, mate. I've gone out of brain freeze like yourself, but it's such a that he's done it at the Emirates as well. So because it was a friendly stage at the Emirates, he's brought us some money in, the club itself, sort of thing. But you think to yourself, it just doesn't need to be played, and you're constantly getting these silly friendlies going on. And I've said it before, and I'm going to reiterate my stance and my answer to that question. Sorry, will again be yes, but going back to that again. With medical teams, you're under the cosh because games like this should not be played. Only games that should be played between now, say when the season starts in August, till March is qualifiers. You should not be having friendly games of football anywhere whatsoever, in my opinion. Yeah. Go and just play qualifiers. Go and play meaningful games. And this is as well, the Nations League. That's exactly why they did the Nations League. And I don't know if it's still going or they're going to redo it again because it's glorified friendlies, Tone.
Yeah.
And this is just money making and money making and money making. And players are playing 60, 70 games They're training harder. They're training faster. They're thing is as well that doesn't help. Sorry, with the medical team or what again that needs to be looked at. Sorry guys, I'm going off a bit, but I just want to keep it. How we play is we press constantly. Yeah, we hold a high line. So, because we've got the pace to get behind, but so we're pressing and pressing. So, what do you do when you're pressing? It means you've got to chase that man down who's got the ball. You've also got to close down the gaps, but you have to close the gap down, and he wants you to constantly move. Look at Gyökeres, coming to the team. He's done a little something. They've not really they've been a bit vague as to what he's actually properly done. If it's like a hammy and what kind of hammy, we haven't been told. Just he's not going to make the game.
Yeah.
And just to upset you some more, he's 50-50 for the North London derby. So, it also as well, it's a matter, it's so many different things, Tone, you can chuck at it. But in my opinion as well, we are one of the clubs, especially last year, suffered and we've signed 8 players. I know we lost, what did we lose? 5 players. But you had that quality. It just begs the belief. It's like, should we have signed another 3 or 4? Because for God's sake, we are literally... You should not get to a point where Moreno is playing up top. And I mean that with all due respect, because the guy steps in when we need him. And we've had this discussion. But Tone, you should not be having to resort to Moreno at this time of the year, playing as your only centre forward or only player that can play in that role. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I agree. Cautious of time, let's roll on the next question. Jesus, do we risk him against Tottenham or wait till he's fully fit? Very good.
I've waffled for a while, so I want you to answer the question, my friend, and give you a chance to have an answer. What you think as well?
So, if he's scheduled to come back in December, right? But he's been grass training for what, 3 months? So I would say
roughly 2-3. Yeah,
I would say there's no one putting him on the bench, and having him as have him there as a backup, right? It gives
having him on the bench. Sorry, Tom, would be a big boost. I agree.
Yeah, I think it gives everyone a bit of boost around. It gets the stadium going. You've got Jesus is back. Give him a 5-minute cameo. If the only thing I wouldn't risk him if it's 0-0, right, and you're trying to chase the game, because then the pace of the game's still at highest tempo because both teams are trying to get that winner. Or if we're 2-0 up, right, and we're cruising, bring him on for 5 minutes, get some some game time in there, get some match minutes in these legs. But yeah, I wouldn't risk. I mean, I wouldn't start him. No fucking way would we start him. But I think on the bench, if he's available and he's ready to go and he gets. I mean, the medical team might say that no, we're cautious with him because he's probably still. But I think if he's doing grass, if he's on the grass, it means that his scars have healed. And I'm not a doctor. I'm going to claim to be a doctor, but from what I've seen in the past, if their scars are healed and they've got mobility and movement in that area in the knee, and he's not feeling pain after training on grass, then I think I don't know if he might have played in some training matches already. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. But if he's involved in the training matches and stuff, then there's no reason why we can't put him on the bench. And Nine Arteta, don't be surprised if you do see his name pop up on the team sheet on the bench just for that attacking. The only thing against that, I'd say, if Gyökeres is fit, and hope to fucking God he is, and Havertz fit, again, I hope he is, right? You got 2 attackers.
I've got some bad news for you.
Go on.
I did. Sorry, mate. I don't really want to keep.
You're winding me up tonight, aren't you?
No, I didn't want to.
Wind up.
I wanted to let you have. I wanted to let you talk.
Yeah, fucking bad news galore. You fucking hell.
I knew you were going to say it, but I just didn't want to interrupt you. Apparently, as well, he's had a bit of a setback, according to
Gyökeres or Havertz?
Havertz. It's come up on the feed. Julian Nagelsmann said he's had a bit of a knock. He should, a little bit of a setback. Not a knock. Sorry, guys, spitting my words out. So he might be delayed. I think that's why a lot of people are saying this in December. Some bloke, Izan Khan or something, if I've done that right, he comes up on my feed, whether he's from the Daily Mail or what.
Thing is, with these sources, you don't know what to fucking believe with some of them, because you don't know what sources are correct or reliable. If that,
I know.
I think I said to you off stream, we'll know more when the press conference comes out from Arteta on Friday, right? And I'll see tune in, guys. There'll be a live session. We've got a few Arsenal supporters joining the stream as well to discuss the preview of North London derby. So tune in for that. And we'll have the press conference to hand, so we'll have more of an idea who is coming back. So, but I think these news articles come out, and I'm not going to lie, Wayne, I take them with a bit of pinch of salt because
they're
not fully there. But I think the press conference will know more. But I'm hoping that you're wrong in the most.
No, listen, mate. I'm hoping everybody's wrong, and Big Gabby starts, and we've got a bench of we got all because you look at many players again, like we've already reiterated how many players we got, but what they're saying, like 6 sort of like offensive players, Gabby, Havertz, Gyökeres, Madueke, Ødegaard. Who's the other one?
Do you know what? I would.
Yeah,
I think Ødegaard.
I'm getting at, boys.
Ødegaard will be a huge boost for us because I want
to say to you,
he's been doing well.
Yeah, but, he's vitally important, and I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, Tone, again, because if I don't, your trailer fault, like I always say,
you don't get it out. Yeah,
if I don't get it out, I will forget, and I'll bore like as much as I'm boring people now. But you will see when Ødegaard comes back that will then release the best of Eze as well. People are judging Eze in the number 10, and he's done a decent job. He'll do an even better job coming from that left.
So you want him on the left, right? You know what?
I think it's, as I say. You know what I said. I will reiterate it till I'm blue in the face. And sorry, guys. There's a few people on Twitter as well. I'll get what the number 10. I will, but I think in terms of the pressing, he's still not sort of up to speed with it.
No.
So with Ødegaard knows when to.
He didn't have to press.
He never had to do it because he was one of the main men.
Very well, didn't he? To do what he wanted. Didn't have to tackle at times.
He will be, for me, he will be, as I've said, and you can back it up, and people that have watched any previous videos will also remember. I said he reminds me of Thomas Rosicky in terms of coming in off that left and what he can do and the damage he can do, and he can box crash, and he's comfortable. Look at the goal for England. I know you might not have watched it.
No, it was a good finish. Yeah,
apparently to Lee Dixon, it was put on a plate from him from Phil Foden. But me, you, our friend in the chat, even my other half, she could pass that ball to him. It's not put on a plate. The technique was fantastic. That's what Eze can do, mate. So I understand it, and I want to see him in the 10, but I also want to see Ødegaard in the team. And I think what it is, mate, when you have these rotation, as I say, you've got a Saka, you'll have a Madueke, you'll have a Havertz, Gyökeres, and a Jesus. Hopefully, fingers crossed. You're going to see a different Arsenal, and obviously
you've mentioned one player that we do need, and you've not mentioned him, Martinelli.
I apologise, guys. Thank you. That's the 6th player.
We do need. I'm
sorry. We're gonna have a chat, but Martinelli, prior to having this little niggle, was fantastic, and making us eat words. And as long as he does it, the more the merrier. But yeah, there is a question we're going to ask that. But you are 100% right. Let's hope that Martinelli is somewhere near that team, mate. Because we're going to need. It's just, as I said to you, it's so frustrating because he started. He was picking form up again, and he's picked a niggle up, and you're like, for crying out loud, give us something. But yeah, thank you for completing that. That was the 6th player that I forgot, and I apologise, Martinelli. It's no disrespect. He's been great this season. Actually, he's been good.
I don't know about you, but I'm literally going to be eyes glued waiting for that press conference to come out, because hopefully the right press are in the room and they're going to be asking the right questions of who the fuck is back, who's
what
back.
I want to say to you, what I want to say to you, Tone, is no matter what it is, you see, with Wenger you had certain styles, certain press styles. With Arteta, you can never trust what he says because he doesn't want to give it away. So I wouldn't be getting overly excited because I don't think he's going to reveal who is there, especially on a North London derby. But one of the, for me, I can't stand them because it's just, it's playing Tottenham. I hate them, but I hate them and love them if we win them. But I hate them because of what can happen, what the other thing can happen, which I don't want to chat about. But I don't think he's going to give much away, mate, because he's going to want to play his cards close to his chest. So I hope maybe he will, but I just think he's going to be one of them where he'll say, "Oh, Martinelli might be a little bit risky," or blah blah blah, and you'll see him starting, or you see him on the bench.
He will.
He will try to keep it as close to his chest as he can. Same with Gyökeres, but we're desperate. We're desperate for that big Swede to come back. You know what I mean?
Your predicted 11 is going to be interesting for Friday. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
So, I mean, next point of discussion. Moving on swiftly, I'm spoiled about time. So I think that we'll probably discuss this again on Friday with the other lads on the chat as well. But Michael Oliver is back for the North London derby. He hasn't touched us since the Wolves game. MLS got sent off, which was a ridiculous decision. In my eyes, it was a tactical foul, should be a yellow card. No idea where that fucking come from. But last season, the guy fucking haunted us with decisions that.
Yeah.
Joe, the worst thing about the decisions, right? We always get frustrated. Right? As supporters, any club would agree. Any club support would agree with me with this, right? When a decision goes against you and you find it really harsh, you get frustrated, right?
Yeah.
The one thing that pissed me off with Michael Oliver, he never done the same thing to another team.
Yeah.
You know, Trossard getting fucking second yellow for kicking the ball away, right?
Kicking the ball away, yeah.
He couldn't wait to get that fucking yellow card out. That second, he couldn't wait, right? The one with MLS. I'm sorry, I've never seen a player get a straight red for tripping someone up.
No.
Stopping a tactical, because there's an counter attack. He just tripped him up. Yellow card, move on, right? You've never seen anything like it.
Can I bring you as well, Tone? How about do you remember the Martinelli one he did as well against Wolves?
Yeah.
No one has ever been booked in the same phase of play in that way. Oh, you booked that, that's a yellow, and then another barge.
Yeah, the guy.
The geezer, I thought when he first come on it, and people got on this hype train, Tone, about Michael Oliver being the best referee, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm not there.
Well, actually,
not there.
I'm glad you said that, Wayne. So the charity team I play for, we played a refereeing team, and one of the guys was on the sideline. There was an injury, and he was talking. He knew Michael Oliver, and he got a lot of stick from the guy. Oh, he's shit. No, he's misunderstood. He's actually a really, really good referee. He's a really good referee. The way he sees the game, and I'm like, I can't see it, mate. I think he's biased. He's fucking biased. You can tell he hates Arsenal. He fucking hates us with a passion.
Can you? Sorry as well. Did you know? Did you know? And again, I'm really sorry to interject. I just want you to keep that train of thought with this also. That guy went over to Abu Dhabi, from the owners who also own a part of Man City, and he got paid to referee over there. Make of that what you will, Tone.
Yeah.
So carry on with that. I just wanted to add that with your train of thought.
I get it. And the thing is as well, now he's refereeing one of our let's be honest, one of the biggest games for the supporters. It's
in the calendar,
fixtures in the calendar, right? And the one thing that you want is a referee that's going to referee the game properly, right? It's going to be tackles flying in. You're going to have Richarlison throwing elbows around because he's an absolute cock. You're going to have stuff going on, right? There's going to be little tackles being left in. You know, it's a derby, right? Both teams don't want to lose it, and it's going to be one of them games. The last thing we need is a referee like him that only wants to make it about himself. I'm sorry, he wants to be remembered for something that he's done, whether that be positive or fucking negative. And I can't remember a game, and I'm hoping that Sunday will be the first time I say this. I can't remember a game where Michael Oliver's refereed our game and I've gone, he's had a good game actually. He's been quite fair. He's always been controversial. Always.
He's never been great for a while, Tone. You know. And one thing, listen, again, I'm not going to. There's a certain thing I said that actually went viral with quite a few Liverpool fans that tuned into one of our Shilton TikToks. So I'm not going to say that word and contradict myself or I'm attempting not to. But you know, someone on the Twitter, I just want to relay it to you, Tone, because I read a lot of it, you know, on my job anyway. Blah blah blah. But someone said, "Don't be surprised." Yeah, because obviously we didn't go into the international break with a big lead. So don't be surprised you start seeing some silly red cards. And I don't want to lead into that and start anything of that ilk, but just be prepared for some dodgy decisions, starting with the North London derby. You know, because we've had it with injuries. We had crappy refereeing time. We had refereeing decisions that no other team got. So I'm not trying to start something. I'm just making a point, and someone made that point, and I agree with them. just be careful. Just be cautious. To any Arsenal fan out there, just be cautious.
You know what? I think that our temperament's been really good, and we picked up hard. We haven't picked up many yellow cards, right? So yeah, I agree. There's going to be
just keep it cool, lads.
We've not, we've not given the referees an opportunity to make a controversial decision, right? All right, there'd be a few at the Newcastle away game where we got away with the handball and that stuff, but then Newcastle got away with stuff as well. So, I mean, if Mark Oliver was refereeing that, he would have given a penalty to them, definitely.
Of course he would have.
I'm not looking forward to him. I was looking forward to him. As soon as I see his fucking name, I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, because he's the dodgiest fucker going. And fucking clip that. I don't care. Right, he's the dodgiest fucker going, the guy, and he's even his face. I look at his face and I'm like, you're a cunt. I literally.
He looks like one.
He looks like a prick, doesn't he? He looks like an absolute knob. He wants to. One of them guys that probably got bullied at school. Someone's giving me a referee.
Got a power trip.
Power in the world, little prick. Yeah. So that's my rant. Sorry.
No. Listen, mate. We have rants. I mean, we haven't discussed it. We haven't put questions on it. We had Mike Dean on the overlap saying he used to hate ban Arsenal because they also it was always lose when I was the referee and Wenger would give him stuff and whatever. It's more like because you're a useless referee, mate.
Well,
But this is just like Man City shouldn't be competing at the top of this Premier League with 115/130 charges, and it's still going on, but they're still competing at the top of the league. They've sport washed everyone. Let's all support Man City because they got superstar Galacticos. Well, let's figure out how they got there in the first place because they broke rules, same as Chelsea did in the past. Michael Oliver, if he's taken money from a state that's owning a Premier League club, then he shouldn't be refereeing in the Premier League. Why isn't anyone asking a question as to why this guy is still refereeing in the Premier League in the first place? There's, in fairness, Tone, in going back to a different question, but that's my rant on Michael Oliver. That's what I think he should be be refereeing, taking money from there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I find
he's refereeing Man City games, Tone, and giving them decisions.
Yeah. Do you know what I find strange? He's not managed one of our games until now. Why has it got to be one of the biggest games of the season? He's got a manager.
Listen, again, I don't want to say that word because I'm glad you're not doing the shorts at the moment because it won't go on TikTok and people might end up clipping this. I'm not allowing them to clip it.
Go for
again,
it. Let them clip it. Clip it.
Go on, clip it. It's all moments in it. This is what I'm saying. Like 10 months, and this is what I'm saying again. He hasn't refereed for 10 months. That's why we said off air, and I wanted to just raise this to you. In January, with that dodgy decision, he's not refereed. North London derby, we've got a bit of injuries. We're a little bit under the cosh. It's busy season. We've got a run of games that's not fantastic at the moment. It's tough teams, historically, against Bayern, away to Chelsea's not always a guarantee for a good result. It's a tough game to go to away. And we've got this referee who doesn't like us, like Mike Reed, in charge of one of the bigger games that we've, of the season, and he's there. How and why? Why all of a sudden has he been brought in after 10 months of not managing an Arsenal game? And listen, again, let's avoid that word. I'm just saying, for me, you look at it and you go, you know what I mean?
What's the word, Wayne?
Nope, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying that for a while now. But anyway, you know what I'm getting at, Bones.
Say what you're feeling, mate. It's an opinion, isn't it? It's what it's all about. It's what it's all about. We'll bring this up on Friday.
I think it's a big part of our preview. We'll keep it open.
Part of our preview, right? So we'll bring that up again. But next question. Our friend Patrice Evra says people don't hate Arsenal, they hate their fans, right? He's gonna get stick. Next scene by do you know what he's also said something that's unfortunately renowned. There's a lot of Arsenal going, actually I agree with him there. Arsenal's like Netflix, you wait until the next season.
He's been very vocal, hasn't he, Tone? Like, as I say,
honestly, as a player, everyone's prick as well. But for Joe, he's getting paid to be a pundit, right? On whatever fucking channel he's on. I don't see him on Sky Sports a lot, but unfortunately, they're gonna have the digs here and there, right? Carragher does it on Sky Sports.
Always likes to wade in when it's Arsenal.
Oh, he's very bitter about things at the moment because Liverpool are not where they should be. And yeah, I think that look, he's entitled to his opinion, and like most people are, right? But what a dig at the supporters. Why would you? People don't. I mean, look, Joe. One thing I would say, right? Me and you are part of the invincible era in terms of supporters, right?
Yeah.
So we've seen what good looks like as an Arsenal supporter, right? And I think the new generation of Arsenal supporters coming through, I think he's probably referring to them where they're jumping on little things and all that stuff. And the thing is, we've gone through the ringer as supporters, right? Since the Emirates era, we haven't won a lot. We've been, going away to Man City, getting beat 5-0, going away to Chelsea, getting beat 5-0. We had makeshift players. I mean, fucking players like Rami Shamak and fucking God, Emmanuel Boué at right back. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you said him. I'm glad you brought it into it. Yeah.
We've not had we've not had world class players, right? We're now at a stage where we've built really well. We've had to go through the mud to get there. So of course, Arsenal supporters are now enjoying their time, right? We're challenging for titles. So people hate us because they like seeing us foul, because for years we were dominating up there with Man United. So the fact that we've gone, and you get people, I hate Arsenal supporters, they don't shut up. Well, because we've always been the ones that are getting absolutely bantered the crap out of. Let's be honest. City, Chelsea supporters, and United, they've always had something over us where, they've won more trophies. Right, that's still the case in terms of European trophies.
Liverpool as well.
But we're now at a stage now where we can win stuff. We've got really good foundations in place. So while the fans are happy, right, we're in a good place. So people only hate you because you're doing well. That's how football goes. Cristiano Ronaldo, I absolutely fucking hated him when he played for Man United because he was so fucking good. You knew if he got the ball, he was gonna do something and do something damage you. Same when you play Barcelona in Champions League and Messi on fantastic player, world class. When you're playing against him, what a little prick, because he's just going to run rings around you. And right, it's the same principle, right? You hate people. People hate the Arsenal supporters because we're happy and we've got comebacks to banter because we are all right. We haven't won a trophy, and I'm probably going to get clipped for saying that and going, "Oh, what are you talking shit for?" But we are a team now that we've got that fear factor back. No one plays us now and goes, "Oh, that's comfortable." Whereas you'd go, like, if we go away to the Etihad this weekend or next, without big gabs, I might be all fucking hell question mark. But I know that we've got foundations in place where we're not going to go and get battered by teams anymore. Going away to Stamford Bridge, on the preview, me and you are probably going to be talking about going, I reckon we can go and win there. We've got enough about us to do that. Now, 10 years ago, in the Mourinho days, we'd have gone, oh, fucking hell, let's try and nick a draw. Do you know what I mean?
Let's be lucky. Let's be lucky, yeah.
So I think that as much as that's a harsh statement, take it. Fucking hate us all you want, because we're enjoying ourselves at the moment because there's a lot of promising things happening. Now, right, if we don't win the league this season, then that discussion will come on this podcast about whether Arteta is the man for us. But right now, we're in a really good position as supporters to be excited. We're top of the league. All right, we've got a difficult running ahead of us, but we've got a really good squad. We've got a really good squad, so there's loads to be excited about. And the fans are hating us because their clubs are in the fucking mud. Let's be honest. Patrice Evra, he's a Man United follower because he played for them. They're not doing great. So what do you do? He didn't like Arsenal from a Man United player. He didn't. Obviously, we were rivals, so of course he's going to dig the knife in whenever he can. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that comment, but my comment would be good. Like, hate us because it means we're doing well.
And on that note, let's end the show. That's a fantastic. That's a fantastic. You've just taken the words right out of my mouth there, mate. No, listen, I'll genuinely mean that, because you're right. And one thing I want to say is as well is one thing that always pops up on my line, and I love it. I mean, in the end, it didn't end too well, but you were quite young at the time with it when he was manager. But I was, you were about 3 or 4, and I think when you would have been, about 4 or 5, you would have been when he left. But George Graham said back in the early 90s, after everyone, it's in our history, everyone hates us, and he used it like it was in a vintage, whatever. It's in our history, Tone. People hate us. When we were invincible, we didn't have as many media outlets. We don't got this, you didn't have. You did have YouTube, but you didn't have people. I didn't. I personally didn't look at things on, say, Twitter, shall I say. With YouTube, it was videos. You wouldn't necessarily search hate video for Arsenal. You go on Twitter and you're getting media outlets and whatever. I used to stop reading the Mirror, because the Mirror, there's certain people in the Mirror, the journalists, that used to just be constantly anti-Arsenal. This is the thing, mate. As much as you've got everything coming at you from Sky Sports now, and if you've not watched it on Sky Sports, you'll get it on your Twitter feed, your X feed. Sorry, you'd get videos on YouTube that you could watch where an ex-referee, Mike Dean, or is, as I've just mentioned earlier in the video. This is all that is going on. It's just constant. And like I said to you in TalkSport, and I had it on the way home on drive time. I had to listen to Adrian Durham and Darren Goff. It's more Adrian Durham than Darren Goff. But Adrian Durham would just have his Arsenal thing, and then we ended up getting good. He stopped doing it, We've had the banter era. We had the Invincibles. We moved to the Emirates. We've had banter era. We've had typical Arsenal. This time next year. They're just finishing top 4. Top 4 is a trophy for them now. We disbanded after the Invincible. It was a bit too quick, but financially we had to sort of like move players on, and he was trying to focus on youth because we didn't have the money and the funds because we're paying for the stadium. And when you've got a superpower, a Russian billionaire coming in saying buy whatever you want, and the Premier League are letting it happen, you can't compete with that. Man United and Alex Ferguson were a force of nature. For Alex Ferguson was. Wenger competed with him for as long as possible. Then he had to come and build his team again from youth time. We've had that moment where we've been absolutely slaughtered. We've been, as you've just said, I don't want to tread on your toes. Yeah. We've had it for years. So, and AFTV started in about 2013, and a guy, if you don't mind me saying, I think it was Chris Hudson, his name was, the older guy, and he was ranting about Wenger, and that really sort of set the tone, because we weren't happy at the time, and this guy was emotional. Being an Arsenal fan, you're going to every game, you're going away, you imagine when you're absolutely fuming because your team's lost an opening Premier League fixture 3-1, and the camera's in your face and you're saying stuff and questions, and you're fuming. This is what it was. And ever since then, we've had banter era. Look at this and look at that. Look at this Arsenal fan. Look at these. We're coming out now to say, listen, those of us that wanted to keep quiet, kept quiet because we had nothing to say. We were getting battered and we didn't want to open our mouths to be bantered. We're here now because we've taken it. We've seen it online. We've seen the videos. We are constantly getting battered. That Arsenal always the bridesmaid, never the bride. We want to change that. So while our team's doing well, we can. At the moment, we can't banter anybody because, as you just said, we haven't won the trophies, Tone.
Yeah.
But we can be as vocal as we need to be because we've been in the mud, and we've seen the dark days, and we've seen the good days, we've seen the dark days. And let us have our moment, yeah? But they're going to hate because they want to see Arsenal fans lose their shit and whatever. But deal with it and enjoy it, Tone. Enjoy the hate. That's what I
say. Yeah. Cool. 45 minutes on the stream, mate. Let's get last question.
We'll go on, mate. Sorry.
We'll call it a night. So would you swap Martinelli for Semenyo? A very good question. I think... in terms of swap.
I've got you.
You have got me. You have got me. Semenyo's a good player, but
yeah,
so's Martinelli on his day. But I think in terms of form, I think Semenyo will probably do a job for us. I mean, in real life, I don't see him going anywhere near Arsenal. I think he'll go City. I think City are apparently closing in on him, from what I've read anyway. So the short answer.
I don't understand it with 115 charges, but that's another point. So go on, carry
on. Yeah. I mean that money talks. Mate.
I don't get it, but I don't get it. But yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I would take Semenyo, but the money being quote 65, 70, I don't think we've got that sort of money left over from the summer spending. I'll be surprised.
As you said, you've heard something totally different than me. There's been let's say LFC, sorry, because they shorthand on Twitter. Liverpool said Liverpool are front runners. Then there's other people saying no, it's Arsenal. Yeah. Listen, for me, I think why I put that question to you is because obviously, if you want to sign up, we've obviously kind of maximising FFP. I don't know obviously what we're standing at in January, but I don't think we got 65 million to land a player without someone going. And for me, listen, I mean, Trossard's been absolutely phenomenal in this season in terms of his form and what people expected of this player. Because everyone's writing him off and saying he should be sold. He's done a phenomenal job to cover. Had a great finish against Sunderland. If you're going to say that, but again, if you buy Semenyo, you've got Eze now. You've got Madueke when he's fully fit. You've got Saka.
Yeah.
Martinelli, where's he going to play? When you got Havertz, you can look at it and go, all right, well, maybe we'll sacrifice Gabby Jesus for Martinelli to play a more of a central role. But
yeah,
it's a tough one because again, Tone, I would have them all because their injury record, because we can't keep players fit, but you're gonna make somebody, you're gonna upset someone, and someone's gonna,
Put it this way. If we got an offer for Martinelli that was close to 65, 70 million, right? And then we sold him and then bought in Semenyo, I wouldn't have any complaints because I do think it's either like for like or it's a slight upgrade because of the form Semenyo's in. My only question mark would be to Semenyo was he's in a Bournemouth team, right, where he's a star man. Would he come to us and hit the ground running? Because if you look at Eze's situation at the moment, yes, he's been okay for us, but has he been the world-class player that Crystal Palace had last season?
Yeah, listen, mate. He has. And another thing that we were obviously saying about the number 10 is who plays number 10 if you're going to bring Semenyo in to play left wing.
Well, there you go. That's another thing as well.
You brought Eze in. With Martinelli, obviously, he wants to fight and he's been hungry to fight for it. Listen, every top team has at least two players, quality players in each position that are going to fight it out. And I think it's one thing that players have to. Another thing to not go on too quickly because I'm just conscious of time, like yourself, mate. But another thing that Arteta talks about is starters and finishers. So one that will start and then you'll have the player that finishes the game. You can have that, but keeping them fit. As you've just said, I think if someone comes along and you go reluctantly, but it's to get Semenyo in, you'd have to go, okay, we've got good money for Martinelli. Listen, as much as I've complained and I've made my point clear about what I want for Martinelli in terms of his form and what I've seen of him, 6 million for Martinelli is still a steal. It's an absolute steal. So if someone's offering you 10 times that, you have to go, maybe, as long as it's not a team that's going to hurt you constantly, in the league.
You don't want to sell him.
You don't want to sell him to a Chelsea or something.
United or But yeah, all right. Well, I think we'll leave it there, Wayne.
Yeah. Of course, mate. Yeah.
We've been on stream for nearly 50 minutes. It's a lot of talking.
Well, we do apologise, guys, but this is obviously making up for the week that we haven't been on. But
there was loads to discuss. But
there was loads to discuss.
Really good topics. Well done for coming up with them topics, Wayne. I know you've been doing a lot of research behind the scenes, so nice work there. Big one on Sunday. Looking forward to our preview on Friday.
Yeah, definitely, matey.
There's a lot to go into. There's a lot to discuss. Looking forward to your starting 11. to see how we get on there
under pressure.
I think you're gonna be glued to that press conference to see who's available, who isn't available.
Because of this pressure you've put me on, I'll be looking with intently of what his words are going to say and what he's trying to give away. I'm not, but yeah.
I think our viewers will be really intrigued to see what you're gonna go with. But yeah, that's it from us, guys. We're gonna call it there. Thank you for watching in advance. Good evening or good morning if you're.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you Friday.
Nice. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe. Tune in on Friday. We'll be going live. Would love to hear your comments. The North London derby is the big one. We'll see you then, guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you, guys. Take care.